Good afternoon, this is Kuro. Got a Fletcher commentary. This will be the commentary for Tier 9 Ranked. Going over the matchmaking. It's of course Tier 10 matchmaking. The threats to us being Des Moines with a radar threat, Minotaur potential radar, although it most likely is smoke when it's paired up with a battleship division. Still, it's able to smoke up tight to a cap and kind of be a giant pain in the ass if you're spotted around a cap. Got a Neptune that can do pretty much the same thing. Shima is a spotting threat. Haragumo, Grozavoy, Kitakaze are all, gun DPM threats to my ship if I'm spotted. So, not the easiest matchmaking for this ship. So Fletcher, let's talk about her. Fletcher's probably the best general purpose destroyer at Tier 9. She can do pretty much anything you ask of her, and do it well enough that it's gonna be really nice. She's an excellent torpedo boat. She's a pretty good gunboat. Has very good concealment. She's got good speed. Best in class smoke. Right here, you've got the ability to run defensive fire. I don't know if carriers are going to be part of ranked or not this season yet. If they are, Fletcher's one of the few destroyers that can run an actual proper AA build. Your torpedoes are quick reloading, and they're going to let you do things like this. I push right up here on the flank. I've got a friendly destroyer pushing into B cap, and I'm going to help him out just by flooding the back of B cap with torps from a most likely unlikely position. And having dropped my torps, it's time for me to get safe and bug the hell out of here. If there's, a radar cruiser or something pushing this island, I don't want to be right up in everybody's business and get radared, not have a way out. And this is why this particular torpedo angle is so lethal. Lots of destroyers come up here, get in a fight, they turn out to get safe, and oh shit, there's torpedoes. I see Fletcher doing this a lot. This is something that Black is going to have a hard time doing. Chill your jets. Black's torpedoes, even with torpedo acceleration, making them move 48 knots, they're still going to move slow enough that you can probably get safe in the broadside situation where that Grozavoy was broadside to my torps. Honestly, with the way he turned out, he probably still would have eaten Black torpedoes because they've got a slower rudder shift on those boats. But in general, Black torpedoes, you're going to hit a boat that's going to be driving right into your torps, reducing the reaction time. That's why they call them sea mines. With Black torpedoes, if a ship is kiting away, even very, very small amounts, your reaction time to dodge those torps goes up dramatically. So, again, you don't have to worry about that with Fletcher. Your torp 66 knots. They're fast. These things hit like absolute trucks. Great flooding chance. I mean, they're one of the best torpedoes in the game. One thing to note, I am trying out the special smoke module here to make my smoke deploy longer. It cost me, I think, 5% of my smoke duration time. It's letting me do plays kind of like this, where I'm just sitting here bouncing my smoke back out behind an island. My smoke would have ran out, I believe 9 seconds ago, and that's a lot of extra maneuvering you can make pushing a smoke around that can give you an angle on something. It doesn't pay off in this particular case, um, but you are going to see some interesting plays that you can make with my next smoke screen. Uh, I, watching the review, I don't think this Hindenburg was smart enough to take advantage of it, but I basically laid down a massive, almost like 1¼ grid squares smoke screen, and this guy, if he was smart enough to push in behind it and keep it between the enemy ships and him, he could be able to free farm for almost 2 minutes. So at this point, something's stepping on the cap, and I'm looking at the map. The enemy is obviously heavy here. I'm the only spotter out here, so I don't want to push into the cap because I'm going to lose view on any of these guys pushing around the corner, and these guys are going to have a hard time shooting at the enemy. What should be happening is these guys should be pushing through to decap and pressuring the backside of them. It's just not going to happen. And unfortunately here I get briefly spotted by this Grozavoy. It wrecks what could have been a really nice torpedo salvo as these guys were just lining up to push around the island into my Hindenburg and my 2 Montanas. So I know these torpedoes are probably shot, and so what I'm going to try to do instead is try to make a teamwork play. As my smoke's running out, I'm going to push up here and I'm going to try to lay a curtain here for this Hindenburg to use. I mean, even far enough away, a Montana might even be able to do it if he's able to, get up here where nobody can see him from in here. It's just a matter of getting enough range between, that smoke screen and the enemy team that they're far enough away that, his smoke firing concealment can kick in. And yes, even battleships can use smoke screens in that manner, but it basically looks something like this, where I drop smoke and, this guy would have to be up here and with islands and stuff preventing the rest of the map from being able to spot him. Well, that or another way of doing it is using a low-lying island to break line of sight, like here, smoke him up, and it's mainly to prevent any air spotting where this guy would be able to shoot here or in here and planes wouldn't be able to spot him. Well, and they wouldn't be able to spot him until the enemy got a spotter out here. So I basically lay this big giant smoke curtain right here for this Hindenburg to try to hide behind. And looking at it now, I think that this guy is kind of oblivious to what I was trying to do. Calm down, good lord. So I'm just going to push up, and that's a problem. Shimakaze popping up there. I understand why the guy isn't trying to use that smoke screen. He's got a DD that's going to basically negate that. And at this point, the only thing that I can do is try to delay this flank. And that's something Fletcher can do very well as well. These battleships, they need to push up, and whatever I can do to delay them and bleed them is going to help my team. And I mean, my team needs it right now. That Hindenburg going down, he was kind of the last guy that's trying to hold things together. So I don't want to get in a position where I'm trying to chase these guys. So I spin around and I'm actually coming back to try to get ahead of this Conqueror, simply because this guy's leading the push. I'm keeping my guns, I'm keeping my torpedoes selected so guys can't see where I'm aiming at, where I'm focusing. I'm looking, I kind of expect this guy to keep going along the lines that he's going to keep his guns on target. So, just going to drop a fan pattern out here for this Conqueror. And I've got a low health Montana here that's just screaming for me to start gunning him down. But I need to let these torpedoes run a bit on this Conqueror, because if I reveal myself now, he's just going to, you know, stop, turn, or otherwise dodge my torpedoes, and, you know, all will be for naught. So I'm pushing in here to try to get a line on this Montana. Unfortunately, the guy's healing, and that's going to create some issues. To note, looking at this ship, I don't believe I'm running any sort of fire flags on the ship. My torpedoes are landing, so I'm just going ahead opening up on this Montana. Yeah, no, I don't have any fire flag on this ship, so it's gonna be difficult for me to burn this ship down. Now here, I don't know what's going on. I'm having some horrible dispersion, and I don't know what's going on. These shells should be pretty damn close, and I mean, I'm looking. I don't know what these shells are coming back over the map. That whole scene was very weird to me, where, I mean, you can see it right here. You know, maybe it's the Worcester back there firing, but it's not like the usual amount of shells I would see for a Worcester. It looks like a DD's firing back there, which it can't. I'm the only DD. So I don't know what that was, and this is just heartbreak. I've got a battleship rushing me, so I don't want to really lose my or get spotted. And RNG is just gonna say no. You know, all these shells are just gonna shatter. That guy's gonna get away, and that has major implications for this battle, because we're gonna lose this one. We're down to 3 ships already, and if I would have had those couple volleys where I just didn't know where those shells went, that guy easily would have died, and things wouldn't be quite so tight right now. Pushing up on this Yamato, this guy has no chance. You can't push a destroyer in smoke like this. That's also one of the benefits of the long-lasting US smoke. You can use your smoke for concealment, where you can just hang out for quite a substantial period of time, and, you know, if an enemy wants to try to push past you, okay, well, you got to go through my smoke screen. You can take a look right here. The Montana's got another heal off, and that's painful. That's outside my ability to gun that battleship down. Points are starting to tick down. Their Minotaur's on CCAP. The enemy team's playing well. My cruisers, for some reason, they're just now getting around to capping D, when, you know, there hasn't really been much going on. You know, they should have been capping D a while ago, and instead we're just getting back capped by, you know, the ships that were able to push past me. In particular, that Shima, he played well, pushing right through, playing for cap control, and that's what's going to win them this game. They basically forced my hand into driving right for CCAP as fast as I can. I'm looking at, you know, their Minotaur. I don't know how healthy he is. I know mine's shot to hell. And at this stage of the game, you know, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a loss already. I'm trying to tell my Minotaur, let's converge on C together. But, you know, this Minotaur on the enemy team plays it smart. He's just coming right for decap. They know that our Minotaur is low HP, um, and the enemy's is not. This is Shema Torps. So an interesting discussion for this game would be what would have happened if I just let them push and just started trying to backcap. And honestly, I don't know how that would play out because, you know, I almost picked up, you know, I did pick up 2 other kills down here on pretty healthy targets. This guy should be dead already, but he's got off yet another heal. And, I mean, this would start to look a lot different if this guy was off the table. You know, RNG, you know, slash whatever, you know, that dispersion was. That just seemed weird as hell to me. Now here I do make a bit of a misplay. I'm kiting out with having launched torpedoes. Really, I should just rush this guy. You know, there's nothing really to be gained. Right here, I should just turn in and go for it. This guy plays smart. He doesn't turn broadside. That was kind of the gambit that I was making. See if I could bait that guy into going broadside to my torps. He didn't. And I mean, there's no time for this. This is me being a dumbass. You know, I should have just rushed right in there, stayed bow into him, loaded AP, and hopefully he'd be dumb enough to give me broadside and I could start getting some citadels into him. But points run out, and we end up losing the game. So, Fletcher, I feel, is going to be, just kind of sum her up, she's going to be, like all the other USDDs, the Swiss tool that is the tool that whatever your team needs for a win. Yes, she's not going to have radar that Black does, but she's got pretty much everything else, and she's got it in spades. She's going to be one of the best cap contesting DDs. She's going to be a pretty good gun threat, a very good torpedo threat, and your ability to basically make, you know, significant amounts of team members just disappear in your smoke screens while you spot the enemy is it's going to be very powerful. So pretty much I hope you guys enjoyed this game. I know it's a loss, and here you can see kind of the effects of what I was trying to do, and I think that I might have been able to get some of this spotting damage from that smoke curtain. Almost 200k spotting damage. Those are numbers that you can easily rack up even higher with you know, aggressive smoking and spotting for your team. So you know, this is Fletcher. I mean, this game the gun damage was, you know, was lacking significantly just because I was constantly behind enemy lines and, you know, shouldn't really be shooting when I'm trying to torp targets, and as a result my torpedo damage is much higher than my gun damage. Usually they're about 50-50. You know, not a lot of luck with, you know, fires. Well, it's only 65 hits, so it's not exactly bad RNG, but you know, that one just still kind of irks me. I think I might have been able to win that game if I had picked up that kill. So, this is Fletcher. You know, I think she's going to be one of the most flexible destroyers at the at this tier for ranked. She's going to be a ship that's, you're going to have to respect her ability to influence battles. And you know, we'll see how it plays out. So hope you guys like the video. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. Hope you're having a good day, and I will talk to you later.